Hello students. For Chapter 16, once again, I feel like the information, combination of information that's given to you in your book, in your videos, and in the PowerPoint is really good and complete. So what I'd like to share with you for Chapter 16 is, again, some extra information that you can use on your own to help you when you're perhaps looking at refinancing or looking to buy a new home, something like that. So I'm going to go to a website called mortgagecalculator.org. And there's a lot of sites out there. Most of them are tied to a particular company, and they're going to push their loans and their refinancing, etc. This was a good one because it's somewhat removed from any individual organization. So what you can do is, the first thing is this mortgage calculator itself. So here you can put in the information that you want. So I'll just leave what's in here currently. So they have a home value of $300,000, loan amount of $250,000. So it looks like you're putting down $50,000, which is slightly less than 20%. They have an interest rate of 4%, 30-year term, starting November 2016. Property tax 1.25%. PMI, that's private mortgage insurance, 0.5. So what this is, anytime you put down less than 20% as a down payment, the bank, the financing company, will require you to pay this insurance until you get to a point where you have 20%. Sorry, let me get rid of this. Until you have that paid down, have paid 20%. So that's why this PMI is in here, because it looks like we only paid $50,000 down, which is less than 20% of the home value. And they also put the home insurance in here. There is no HOA, so they did not put that in there. And then if we hit calculate, then it comes up with all the information here, which this is the standard one they have in here when you open it up. So let's just take a look at the summary here. So they show you your monthly payment with this, PMI insurance. After 26 months, it's going to be going down to this payment because you will have that PMI paid off at that point, and then your payments will go down. Payoff date, total amount of interest paid, total taxes paid, home insurance, and then total of the 360 payments. So it's showing you the total interest, principal, taxes, home insurance, everything here all together, and your annual payment amount as well. So it's a nice little summary here. You can also go here and do a view loan breakdown, and it's real nice because it gives you in a little diagram here how much of what you're paying back is what. So you can see principal, of course the $250,000 of the principal here is just a small piece of everything that you're going to be paying. And then you can go in and look at some more details. Well, I thought they had an amortization schedule here. Yeah, that's just the summary. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Show amortization tables. Okay, so we can look at the amortization table right here. Oh, I'm sorry, I saw this previously and now I'm having trouble finding the amortization piece that I wanted to show you. Oh, here we go. Show annual amortization table. Sorry, I didn't have that clicked. All right, then there's the table here that shows the amortization. Here you go, the yearly amortization schedule. So this is showing you each year how much of your total payment is interest versus principal. So you can see, obviously, once you're beginning years of the loan, you're paying much more in interest than in principal. That's because, as we learned in previous chapters, if you're calculating your interest, it's your principal times rate times time. Well, in the beginning, your principal balance is $250,000. So you have a higher principal balance in the beginning, which means your payment that you're making, a larger portion of that is going to go towards interest, and a higher percent towards interest, a lower percent towards principal. So in the beginning, your balance is going to go down very slowly. But note, as you begin to pay that off, things start to switch around. Right about here, things were pretty equal here, and then it switches around. So in 2030, after paying about half of the mortgage, it's going to switch to where principal is going to be greater than the interest. So it always, if you want to reduce your, switch over here. So if you want to reduce your interest payments that you make over time, one way to do that is obviously pay more into principal. Some people do that by rounding up. Let's say your mortgage is $1,350, and if you can afford to pay $1,500 a month, then pay an additional $150 onto your principal, and it's going to reduce your principal balance in those beginning years much more rapidly, which will allow you to pay less interest over time. What other people do if they're paid bi-weekly, so let's say they're paid twice a month, if they're paid on a every other week schedule, then there's certain times of the year where you'll get an extra paycheck in 1 month. So some people will take that and apply it extra amount of that to the principal balance. So those are just different ways of reducing your interest overall. Let me go back here now and show you if I want to just kind of change this. So let's say instead of paying down $250, let's say I pay down $60,000, which would be the 20% needed to avoid this PMI insurance. So we'll make that 0 and then calculate. Now my payments are going to go down to $1,541, because even though I'm my loan amount is less, obviously, and I'm obviously not going to pay the PMI as well. So that can reduce if you can manage to come up with an additional $10,000 as a down payment, make your loan amount a little less, then you can avoid that extra PMI charge on a monthly basis. So this is a good way to use the mortgagecalculator.org website, and I encourage you to take a look at that and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.